So we actually getting into some little backstory here? 'Cause that's what I'm basically expecting. I get, please. Basically, the training facility that Reina and Maki grew up in, Hollow House, is a company specializing in the training and development of new personnel, and on quite a large scale. Okay, I mean, I don't really like the sound of it, but they're said to be headquartered in China and are understood to have facilities in America in both Michigan and Alabama. Of course it's Michigan and Alabama. But no one's actually confirmed any of this. It's an open secret, so to speak. To the general public, Hollow House appears to develop able personnel who contribute usefully to communities the world over. In actuality, it's nothing but a factory farm that secretly churns out assassins. But there's no denying that the assassins Hollow produces are highly efficient and highly sought after. I mean, look at what I have. And though the asking price fluctuates a little depending on their rank, they're known to be very expensive. Alright. And of course, there are several good reasons why they're so often inundated with back orders despite their prices. First, there's the extraordinary physical prowess and killer instinct possessed of Hollow assassins. It's the most basic of basics. If you're going to shell out for a killer, you're gonna want a strong, capable one. And we've seen a lot of killers in this series. Next, there's a sturdy build they develop due to the unique environment in which they're raised. They're not exactly cheap. People would be clamoring for refunds if they broke or became otherwise unusable at the drop of a hat. The final reason is that a Hollow assassin never betrays their master. There's that part. The Institute begins low-level brainwashing of their trainees while they're still young by directing the kids' innermost values down to a particular course. They discipline them into finding any act of defiance against their masters psychologically abhorrent. Let's be real. Let's just be real for a second. This is all very fucked up. Like, it's so... this is all fucked. And you know what? This shit probably happens in real life, too. God damn it, dude. Then, once the sale has been made and their owner decided, each kid is trained for an additional 3 months before delivery. Oh my god, it just makes me... just saying these things it's dirty. I feel dirty. During which they're made to undergo a more extreme brainwashing process. How's that go? Make me feel worse. When those final adjustments are being made, it's possible for their personalities to change utterly. The more extreme brainwashing that Hollow administers penetrates deep into the psyche, and forcibly undoing its effects can break the assassin's mind. Oh god, it's horrible. So we are getting a little woo. I reckon it's been about 5 years since I bought Reina. Sitting in the corner of an auction room in Las Vegas, because, you know, that's where you do that. Her mouth hanging wide open, that's how I found her. Oh, that's little Reina! Hold on a second! Hold on, I need to look at this price here. It literally says do not touch. Ah, she's got a sale. Shit, man! God damn it. Though it was a little sickening to think that a rosy-cheeked youngster like her was being marketed as an assassin. I remember how intrigued I was by that dazed look of hers, so uncharacteristic of a killer. Look at her! The initial sum on the price tag on the young lady's feet, $320,000. It had been crossed out. A reduced asking price of $250,000 was listed instead. A lot better. $250,000. At the exchange rate back then, it worked out to be around 27.5 million yen. Incredibly cheap for Hollow. But if the product is discounted, that must mean it's defective, right? No, our Reina can never be defective. On top of which, the attendees at Hollow's auctions are all big tycoons and wary of cheap goods. The larger the discount, that means the more you're going to drive customers like that away. See, it's the opposite of how it normally works. I checked her lot number and then looked up her details in the catalog given all to the attendees to find out why her price was reduced. Oh, it actually tells me. Name, Fukami Reina. Alright. Legal Japanese citizen. Okay, didn't seem like an inability to obtain legal citizenship. Explain the price drop. Okay, she'd been ranked A+ for physical prowess. Okay, and her vision and hearing were both S. Couldn't have been an issue with her performance. Huh. I then wondered if she was being treated as damaged goods due to some serious bodily injuries. But she was seen as having recovered in full from everything she picked up. Shh, he's like, But when I scanned the catalog again, flummoxed as to why she was being flogged off like goods at a Dutch auction, I spotted a line of small print. Difficult and apathetic by nature. Social compatibility C rank. Acute psychological fragility. Aww. Well, she wasn't just unapproachable. She was at a risk of suicide if she started dwelling on things too much. No! A common defect. A result of failure at the training stage. But if handled well, those types could sometimes come into their own. Looked at that way, she could turn out to be a real bargain. What are you good at? No, Reina could do everything. Well, are you fast? Okay. How are you good at fighting? Are you strong? I imagine it's literally him and her, like, and there's no one else around. You know what I mean? Because this price tag's chased them off. Really? Well, that'd be a problem. Well, listen, you be my gun arm. And how do you go about that exactly? Alright. Oh my. It does say in the catalog that you specialize in close quarters combat. Can you use a knife? No, he uses her fists. Can you show me your back? It's all... oh, you don't have to remove your dress. Just turn around for me. She looks so sad and dead inside. Lift up your arms. No, more like this. Make them circle above your head with your arms. Sort of like the mating dance of the Victoria's rifle bird. It's like I don't even know what that means. It's okay. Just say like that. Okay, good. There's some decent muscle the decent definition, even on the smaller muscles. Okay. What's your shoe size? Looks like you still got room to grow. Are you a good shot? It's fine, as long as you're not outright bad. Sure. Go ahead. Well, if the price is right. I mean, $250,000. I don't know. Aw, I'm just like, she's perfect. Both of those can be fixed. Let's start with the first one. If I just wanted a hired gun, someone who's good at killing, there are plenty of other options. That wouldn't be a reason for me to buy you. But it's fine as long if you're not good at killing, as long as you're good at keeping people alive.
言ってる意味がよくわかりません。
Oh. Keeping one person alive is harder than killing 5. I want a kid who can do those more difficult jobs. What I need is a tool.
装置。
Yes, a tool for national defense. God damn it. Oh, still got the hunger, huh? That was an impressive rumble that just came from your tummy. Are you hungry?
空いてません。
Yeah, you are. What do you like to eat?
お肉。
Everything. Chicken, pork, beef. Put them on order, best to worst.
牛、豚、鳥。
You like chicken the least. I see. That's good, thanks.
はい。
It's like, why are you asking me these useless questions? So I got her. I thought she'd be a steal at $250,000. I could afford $270,000 with all the additional costs and the handling fees included. I casually pressed the button to raise my bid, and after that whole incident where it got stuck, I wound up buying her at the eye-watering price of $360,000 in the end. Damn it! That fucking button, dude. That's great. Saying that, I have no regrets about buying Reina whatsoever. Looking back now, I actually feel like I got a great bargain. After transferring my payment for Reina and waiting out the 3-month adjustment period, I was met with a loyal and hardworking girl who's since grown up big and strong. In fact, she now works so hard to please me that it fucking scares me sometimes. She tries very hard. She's a good girl. As though she's declaring that this is all she's good for. That this is the sum of who she is. Some would call her dedicated, others would call her stubborn. If she's doing something for me, she'll push herself so hard that she won't stop even if I tell her to. She said that she wasn't any good at shooting, but she's practiced every day just for me. And now, guess what? She's one of the best shots in all of Sword. Oh my god. What the oh. It isn't hard to imagine Maki obeying her master with the same kind of bullheadedness that Reina displays. The problem is the kind of person Maki's master was. Oh boy. Are we doing this now? The people who purchase assassins from Hollow invariably give them instructions for what to do in the event of their death. Some instruct them to commit suicide, while some demand that they be avenged. Well, then what? What if they do avenge you? Things could get messy if Maki had been told to avenge her master. Oh, god damn it. Since it's currently unclear what Alexi's cause of death was, Maki would most likely keep fighting until she'd eradicated the entire family in order to extract her revenge. And then, what would she do if she was finished with them? It would be like a curse that could never be broken. Oh god, this is happening now, isn't it? Oh, Jesus. Good morrow! I did say I was gonna... Good evening, Inohara Maki-san. How are your injuries looking? Okay. Oh, ignoring me, huh? I guess you're moping around because you lost a fight to your sister, huh? Yeah, okay. Oh. You should talk to me while you still have the chance. There's a scary lady here at the academy called Nogami, you see? She's an expert interrogator, so I kind of suggest you open up before she pays you a visit. She alternates between kindness and cruelty. It might not sound bad, but it's actually pretty insufferable. She won't let you eat or sleep, opting instead to keep you alive on meds. It's literally the worst. You can expect to see her face for days on end until you start losing your sense of judgment. She wears this blank expression you see like a robot, but after a while you'll be able to tell if she's having a good day or a bad one. Oh, you'll tell. Take some advice from me. She's worse on her good days. Be prepared to feel more wretched than you'd be if you were made to eat your own shit. Okay, so you still don't want to talk. Oh my god. It's no use playing dead either. I know you've woken up. I also know that you've been trained to regain consciousness after a short period, no matter what drugs you ingested. And that you can get your heart beating again in under a minute, even if you go into cardiac arrest. God, I wish I could do that. Your big sister's the same after all. Oh. I mean, sure, but... Oh, so you finally got something to say. Man, we actually had her all completely straitjacketed, and that's what that is, right? Yeah, and then let's start by introducing ourselves. I'm Aoi Haruto, master of your sister, Fukami Reina. Nice to meet you. And you are? Trying to be a nice guy. God damn it. Just breaking the ice, that's all. Makes things a little easier, doesn't it? Now I beg to differ. I feel like we have a lot to talk about. Huh. Okay. Do you have anything you'd like to ask me then? You can ask me anything. I'll tell you whatever I can. Oh, your watch? The one you were wearing earlier? Oh yeah, you did have one. Oh, burp. Now that I think about it, he just ate. That's why he's burping. That expensive-looking, old-fashioned wristwatch. We've confiscated all your clothing and personal items, including your watch. A nice watch, that one. Did your master give it to you? If you don't let us know how important it is, it'll be disposed of, you know, and you wouldn't want that. What, the watch? You got that before getting a gun? Huh, I see. So it's worth more to you than your life, then. It's alright. I'll hand it back to you if you're willing to talk. Just keep it a secret, okay? Miss Okami will get real angry with me if she finds out I snuck it out. Just... So let's have a nice little chat, you and I. You can give me that much at least, right? Actually, there's really nothing specific I want to know, to tell you the truth. I just want you to explain what you plan on doing next. Where? I have bad news. Alexei, no, I can't say the last name. I can never say, like, Russian names, dude. I mean, I could say first names, but... Nikolavich, yeah, I'm so good at everything. He's dead. No, it's true. One of our undercover agents confirmed it. We're positive. She was literally there. How did he die, you mean? His heart gave out. According to a report from our agent, it happened at 3:28 p.m. today. Around about the time you and your sister were duking it out, right? The doctors at the scene tried to resuscitate him for a good 30 minutes, but they couldn't get him back. In fact, the situation's looking quite precarious for Alexei's son, Nikolai. He and Sergei, his lackey, are trying to flee the country for their homeland. I think we could still get a hold of Nikolai on the phone. Want to confirm it for yourself? It's just like, why would you lie to me like that? You sure? Shouldn't you find out what's likely to happen to your organization moving forward? Well, that's a problem, you see. Your owner's already dead, and his gang's gonna leave you behind when they return to Russia. Now, what should we do with you, huh? Well, who should we go to for your bail money?
知らねえよ。私が邪魔ならさっさと殺せよ。
What? You don't value your life at all?
自分の命だって思ったことなんて一度もねえよ。
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, do you mind if I borrow it?
はあ
Actually, the paperwork's already been done. You belong to me. Boom.
なんだよそれ。
In other words, your life is in my hands. Now, granted, you wouldn't be here if you were the type to just nod and say yes to that, so I'm gonna give you one last chance. Behave yourself under my supervision or die by my hand. Right here, right now. Your choice. And I could do that. I'm a badass.
殺す。あんたが私を。
Well, if it comes down to it, I'll make it as quick and painless as possible, but don't take too long deciding. Oh my god. By the way, did your master ever tell you what to do in the event of his death? She even sees the shadowy aura. Most people tell assassins in their employ to either avenge them or commit suicide. Which one was it? Tell me. Tell me, which was it?
あんたは6にどんな命令をしてるんだ。
Alright, the aura's gone. 6? You mean Reina? Just the one. Try and become a good person after I die. Oh!
なんだよそれ。
Well, yeah, Reina said the same thing back then too. She told me she didn't really understand. But I refused to explain it to her. And said she should take her time to just think about it after I'm gone. Reina still doesn't know what it means. She'd be totally lost if she let me die as things stand. So she's doing her best to protect me.
要はマスターが死んだら好きに生きろってことだろう。
Sure, if that's what you want to believe.
その結果、たとえ6が殺しを続けても、それが6にとって正しいと思えることなら、それでいいってんだろう。
Hey, whatever makes someone happy. Yeah, that's right. What's so funny?
私も同じようなことを言われたよ。自分の生き様を自分で決めて、一人で生きていけるようになる。老い先短い老人の遺言に振り回される必要はないってよ。
Well then, huh? Big shots like him sure have a distinct way with words, even when they're they're what the shit? Hold on, hold on. Oh, mafios, right? My brain. I thought it was a different word entirely. I wasn't thinking about the Russian mafia, even though that's literally what he is. Mafios. Thank you, brain. I'm glad that we have this time together so you remember. You just finally clicked with me. But your boss is dead. You need to think about what he was asking of you and come up with an answer right this moment.
少し考えるから半年ぐらい待ってくれねえか。
Nope, too long. Sure, but you'll be working under me those 6 months while you figure it all out, so... Do you know anything of Sword? We're this shitty organization that picks up strays from all over the world to work for the Japanese government. Fancy joining us?
冗談だろ。
I love how he said that. It all depends on whether you take this seriously or not. What'll it be?
無理だな。
Why?
私はこれまで組織の中でもずっと一人でやってきた。 今さらチームでうまくやっていけるとは思えねえ。
Come on. It'll be fun. You'll have your sister and everything.
今さら仲良しごっこなんてやれる気がしねえ。というか私を入れたことをあんたは絶対後悔するぜ。
I'm sure you'll be nice eventually. Nah, I doubt it. I know how to live with no regrets when it comes to personal relationships.
他人には何も期待しないってことだろう。私もそうだ。ガキの頃からクソみてえな環境で育って散々悪いことしてきたんだ。今さら上手に生きていこうなんて思わねえ。死ぬきっかけさえあればいつ死んだって構わないし、自分の死に意味なんて求めてねえよ。
No. Forget about the past. Forget all that crap. Backstories like that are a dime a dozen at our school. What I'm asking you right here, right now, is whether you want to live or die. Okay?
だからよ言ってんだろ。殺したきゃ殺せよ。私はてめえの命すらてめえでどうしていいのかもわからねえぐらいバカなんだ。
That still doesn't answer the question. Well, if you're not sure, you can just decide later, couldn't you? Okay, look. Just stay with us for a while. It'll be fine. It'll all work out somehow. There's always something we can do. And everyone has their own definition of what makes a team player. So don't worry. You'll feel right at home. Oh, the music's gone. What are you laughing at? What's so funny this time?
昔同じことを言ったやつがいたんだよ。
Huh? Ah! God damn it, dude. Alright.
ただいま戻りました。
Hi, Chris.
おかえりクリス。
Man, have I been having a good old time.
あ、紫。ご飯の前にお菓子食べてる。
Well, of course. What was it she was offering? God damn it.
すまない。有坂先生が食べると言うからついね。
You offered? What?
私のせいですか？
And she's gone.
あら先生、こんな時間にお珍しい。先生はこちらで何を？
I like how people are like, man, I haven't seen Shiori in a long time. It's like, she just, you know, she's been gone for like most of the episodes. Fine.
はい、カウンセリングです。レナさんが妹さんと喧嘩をしたようなので。
And I like how that just sounds like completely not like bad, but it was pretty crazy.
そうですか。では先生もよかったら一緒に食事していかれませんか？
Chris, can I also have dinner, please?
いいんですか？
I'm very hungry.
はい。今日はたくさん料理を作りますので、ご遠慮はいりませんよ。
Oh, I love when someone says feast.
じゃあ、お言葉に甘えて。では、今から作り始めますので、もう少々お待ちください。何かお手伝いしましょうか？大丈夫ですよ。私の仕事を取らないでください。
Oh God, the way she said that's scary.
はい。
Back that ass up, Shiori. We need to get out.
クリス帰ってきた。ご飯は？
I just, Reina looks, it's just so funny how fucked up she looks, but like, still just, dinner?
今から作ります。今日はごちそうですよ。稲垣姉妹が食べずに帰ってしまったので、その分たくさん食べてくださいね。
What do you think?
やったー！食べる！
Oh, watch it. You're gonna hurt your.
レナさん、寝てなくていいんですか？
You're gonna hurt your body.
大丈夫ですよ。死ぬような怪我じゃないですしね。
What?
レナは特別頑丈だからね。普通は死んでると思うよ。
She's a fucking tank. I'm been saying.
いや、でも多分私もあの子もお互いに相手を殺す気なんてなかったしね。
Just incapacitate. It's fine.
そもそも相手を殺そうと思ったら殴り合いになんてなりません。一瞬で決着がついてしまうのが大半です。だいたいあれだけ打ち合って致命弾を一発ももらってない時点でお察しですよね。
It still looks very painful.
まあ そうやって殴り合ってる途中でチラチラと相手の隙が見えるたびに、こいつ本当に殺してやろうかなってチリッと電気が走るみたいに思うことは何度かありましたけどね。
Oh, I should pull my punches.
妹さんって射撃が苦手で本当の妹じゃないって言ってた妹さんですよね。
はい。
The old soul speed.
養成所時代は泣き虫でどうしようもない子だったんだけど、すっごい大きくなっててびっくりした。
Oh. This place looks like ass. 12% of all orphan children are admitted to government or civil institutions. Of the remaining 88%, 16% die of starvation or illness within 2 years, and 72% are simply left to roam the streets. Many of these street kids live in beggar colonies. They get by either through physical labor or by selling their bodies. I don't want to talk about it. Even if they go begging at churches or make weekly visits to their local soup kitchens, not all street kids can keep themselves fed. Petty crime becomes second nature. They often end up descending to theft and murder. The government might recognize there are problems the way things are, but they have no means of solving them. If they were given loads of welfare money, no one would bother working in the first place. The authorities must have felt that if we street kids duked it out with each other, it'd at least save them from deciding who to call. Oh, that's so fucked. Six and Bucks. It was in that dog-eat-dog world that the two of us met. Oh! I wonder how old I was back then. Ethnicity, Asian. Parentage, unknown. Taken in by a colony of beggars as a baby. That's me. Aw. The vagrants who took me in named me Six. Okay, so that's where that... I'd been left in a basket, wrapped in in an Oskin shirt. The A had been peeled off. And was hard to make out, so they read it as 6. The rest is history. Years later, I heard a rumor that Bucks' parents threw themselves off the office building they worked in. Jesus Christ, citing bankruptcy as their reason for committing suicide. At her age, she probably didn't understand what dying would mean, so out of fear, she simply answered that she didn't want to die. In that case, you're on your own now. That was what her father said when he abandoned her. That's fucked. Years later, I heard a rumor that Bucks' parents threw themselves off the office building they worked in. Why is it... Oh, you're just saying it again. Citing bankruptcy as a reason for suicide. God damn it. What the fuck was that? The newly orphaned Bucks couldn't exactly return to a normal life the next day. Not after being abandoned by her parents. Wandering the streets, searching for places to shelter from the cold wind and rain, she found that most spots had already been taken. Bucks had no idea what to do now that she was living on the streets. I wouldn't. I'd probably just die, to be honest. One day, unable to stave off the hunger, Bucks was rifling through a trash can outside a coffee shop, unaware she was encroaching on another vagrant's territory. I ended up saving her from a bad beating, and that was the first time I met her. So basically, I was the one who gave her the name Bucks. It was short for the girl who got beaten up behind Starbucks. God damn it. The truth is, Bucks had her own name. But I advised her to forget her past, as well as the name her parents had given her, so that she'd fit in better with the other kids.
過去や本名なんて誰も自分からは話さないし、誰も聞きたがらないよ。聞いたところで意味なんかないし、余計なトラブルに巻き込まれたくないしね。
Look at these two.
だから今日からあんたはバックス。いい？うん。気に入らなきゃ自分で決めてもいいんだよ。名前なんてここじゃただの記号なんだからさ。うん。 名前自分で決める？
No, we're good like this.
わかんない。そっか。わかんないなら後で決めればいいよ。とりあえず行くとこないならうちにおいで。大丈夫。なんとかなるし、なんとでもするからさ。
I like how we were like, you can decide, you can figure it out later. We said the same
で
thing.
も遠慮なんていらないよ。うちって言っても廃工場の階段下だし。それにいろんなやつがいるからみんなが助けてくれるって。なんか怖い。平気だって。みんな不老者だから変に浮いたりもしないし大丈夫。
We're all bums here. Bums stick together, dude, I guess.
それでも不安だってんならあんたさ、私の妹になりなよ。そうすりゃみんな可愛がってくれっからさ。
And thus started that.
妹。そう、シックスとバックス。名前も似てるしね。
They kind of do, actually. I always thought that, like old-timey partners in crime. So that's how the two of us immigrant street urchins met. The reality is, a lot of these kids don't live past the age of 10, and their numbers grow. They're pushed into one of two jobs, prostitution or killing, and I don't like both of those. Those who don't like having to tend to unfamiliar men day in and day out, well, their only choice is to kill unfamiliar men day in and day out. Bucks and I were no exception. Well, I thought about being a hooker. It sounded cool, but so I wouldn't have minded. But Buck strongly disagreed. The idea totally freaked her out. It made her cry. Nothing left but to become murderers, huh? Or that's what I thought, but that made Bucks wail just as much. You can't eat if you won't work, though, and you can't survive without food. Starving brats like us just had two choices.
心配ないって。私も一緒にやるし、ずっと一緒にいるからさ。
Come on, we could figure something else out, right? Aw. Oh, hello? The question was what to become, a prostitute or an assassin. Which would you choose, comment section? We wouldn't be in any mortal danger as hookers, but as assassins, we'd be sent to a training facility, and our food, clothing, and shelter would be guaranteed. Ah, sounds like a good plan. Whichever path we chose, though, we'd need a man to help, a scout. Everything would hinge on the mood of the guy we spoke to and his connections. There was only one job center on the street, and it was next to the elementary school. Of course it is. Shooting sidelong glances at the happy children leading more normal lives, we trudged along towards it. Those kids had no worries, no fear of what tomorrow would bring. I was abandoned at birth, so it didn't bother me much. But it only made Bucks miserable, since she knew what a normal life was like. Perhaps shameful of her scruffy appearance, Bucks kept her head down. I still remember even now what Bucks mumbled in that moment. She raised her head and whispered so that only I could hear.
姉さん、あれ何？
Bucks's dull gaze was directed at a crowd of school children gathered around a food stand, eating tacos.
タコスだね。あんた、食べたことなかったっけ？
Can we steal the tacos? You haven't had a taco?
ああ、そっか。
What kind of hell are we living in? Luckily for her, I had a little money on me. Not enough for one each, but maybe for one to
お
share.
金ならあるよ。買おうか？いい。いらない。
Well, too bad, because we do.
なんで？私たちこの後当分シャバには帰ってこれないんだしさ、最後になるかもしれないよ。それでもいい。いらないから。
Look at Reina, she's such a good big sister.
じゃあ いっか?
And so I got the taco. At the time, I thought she was just being a bit standoffish like usual. But now that I think about it, I reckon Bucks was embarrassed. The idea of sharing the same food as children who bathed every day and wore clean clothes, when she herself looked so scruffy and stank of shit, must have seemed unbearably humiliating to her. Shit, man. When I used to work at the entertainment store, we had some like homeless people come in, and yeah, they may have stank and not looked not like all done up in their clothes, in like good clothes or anything, but they didn't give a shit. They were like, man, I need to buy some fucking food or drinks or something. They didn't care. That never bothered me, though. Yeah, they were more like Reina. Even if someone looked at me with unambiguous disgust, I wouldn't get angry. I realized that it was just how they were. That it was kind of a religion to them, and virtually and vitally important to their self-preservation. What? But Bucks was different. Looking at it in hindsight, it's clear that I said some really mean things to her. Oh, now it's... Oh, God, why is it all... The job center was a short walk to the west, past the elementary school. Congregating inside the building were grown-ups who looked just as scruffy as we did, scrounging for day-to-day work. From among the sea of dead eyes, we received some blatant looks of pity. But those looks didn't mean a thing. It's not as if they were going to give us show us charity, and pity alone wouldn't alleviate our hunger. I'd have felt more grateful if they'd looked at me with indifference. Burp, trying to avoid their gaze. Bucks and... I accidentally clicked. God damn it, why do I do this? Bucks and I went around behind the building. Thank you. We entered a dark alley. It reeked of rotting food, of which we should have eaten. As we made our way inside, we had to wade through all the rubbish that was strewn across the ground. Ugh. Ugh. As it got darker, I took Bucks's hand, since she was finding it harder to see where she was walking. There was no way to go but forwards. At the end of the dim alleyway behind the building stood a man. He didn't look as shady as I'd imagined. His suit might not have been that expensive, but it was a proper suit, and he looked like your average businessman. The only clear difference was the malicious glint in his eyes. He looked at us like we weren't so much people like him, but products to be sold. When I told the man we wanted jobs, he examined us from head to toe like we were cattle in an auction, then replied, take off your clothes. I took my clothes off right then and there, just as I was told, and Bucks did nothing but shudder, covering her chest with her arms. Seeing our reactions, he pointed at us in turn. You'll be an assassin. Then he pointed at Bucks, and you'll be a prostitute. No, keep Bucks with us. What? Shouldn't it be the other way around? I was about to say, yeah, we were the one willing to take off our clothes. Is it 'cause we're... What? According to this man, the sort of girl who obeys orders without question is naturally suited to be an assassin, and if she'll take her clothes off for anyone who asks, she won't be worth as much as a hooker. But the kind of girl who freezes up when given a simple order and spaces out until she's pardoned or saved has no other option than to turn tricks. And anyone who dismisses an order or who changes their attitude after having explained to them simply wouldn't be referred to for any such job. A girl like that'll just cause trouble wherever she goes. He said that our work began the moment we presented ourselves to him, to which I replied that Bucks and I wouldn't be separated. I suggested that I become a hooker too, but the man gave me a flat-out no. A girl like me wouldn't last long in the business, he said. He was sure that I'd either fall for a John or stir up trouble, or a John would fall for me and buy me off. I'd be a hard sell. So that meant there was no other course for Bucks to become an assassin. The man advised against that too. He told us that though it wasn't always the case, girls like Bucks tended to die on their first mission. Well, would you look at that, she's still alive to this day. Still, outstanding talents of her type do sometimes emerge, and deals would be possible, provided she grew up a bit. Some buyers even went looking for that kind of
どう
stock.
するバックス。
God, it's so fucked up though.
どうしよう。どうすればいい？
Can't we just like go and try to find, I don't know, like go, I don't, fuck. She was the kind of girl who couldn't really decide things for herself, instead relying on other people's judgment. I didn't necessarily believe that myself, but in the end, Bucks chose the assassin path just as I had. I didn't necessarily believe that, but in the end, Bucks chose the assassin. Why is it repeating the same? Wait. I did. What? Oh, you had just added myself. What the shit is going on here? This is weird. That's the second time it's like repeated like shit, but this was different. This was like right after rather than God damn it, dude. Oh, I think we take a little break in between the story. God, it's all fucked though. Like, it's kind of okay now, like in the present within the story, but these are kids. It's still fucked, just like it always has been with Grisaia, right? God damn it, dude. Why? Why?